So good evening all. Welcome back to the online course. Today presents are Rasina Sifana, Diaji, Mohammad Fazil, Yuvashri Manigandan, Sumaya Anas, Smurfy Blossom, Mahesh Prabhu. So good evening all once again. So last class I gave one assignment for you, and some of you completed that assignment and sent to me. Who are the completion of the who completed the assignment? That is number one. Rasina, she sent program, and then Soundarya, Ritu, Sumaya, and then Yuvashri, Magesh Prabhu, and then Harita. So these are the students. They completed their work, and one more Kritika Kirti. So I'm expecting all should be complete. Then only if you are in practice only you can get an idea about the programming languages. Okay. So try to complete hereafter and try to send to me. And now we are going to see. Yesterday we told. Today's topic is arrays of structures. We know very well about arrays, and next we know a small idea about structure. Now we have to combine the arrays and structures. How can we? The topic is arrays of structures, arrays of objects. Okay, so this is the thing we are going to see today. And yesterday I gave an assignment that is the structure should consist of EID, name and destination, basic salary. Most of the students they did some mistake, that is basic salary. It is roughly I did actually. A variable consists of a variable should not have any space in between two things. So that you have to write, instead of basic salary, you can write BS, or you can write basic salary without any gap. Basic salary with underscore you can use, but the variable should be in only one letter, not two words. It should be only one word. So now underscore is conjuncting basic and salary. Now it is treated as a single word. Otherwise you can write basic salary without any gap. You have to do. So this is the first mistake I saw so many students program. And next thing I want to clear about the thing, that is EID. EID is a variable. It is an element of the structure employee. So that whenever we are accessing EID, you should create an object. With the help of object only you have to access. Okay. But in the case of HRA, in the case of DA, and in the case of GP, these are all coming under the main. So that we don't want to use object.HRA here. We don't want to use. Simply we can we can write HRA, DA and GP. But in the case of employee ID, name, destination and basic salary, so these are the thing. It is in the element of the structure, so that we have to use object for this structure. So this is the thing I want to discuss today. And okay, fine. Anyway, I'm just moving to the program for arrays of objects. I'm going to write a program today. You are after completion of this program, you are going to do after completion of this class. There are two works you have to do with the concept using arrays of object. So the first thing I'm going to tell, we saw one program that is called book in the first structure class itself. The same thing I'm going to use struct, 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 and then book. Okay. In this program, I am going to use arrays of object. Okay. Now, what is the first thing? There is book name. Book name, it is coming under the category of character. So BNAME. It should be a character array because a book name is a collection of character. So that we have to use here a certain number of size. And then next, character of author. So, and then I'm going to write a price of the book. That is the thing, I'm just enclosing that without any price. So, number of pages are, I'm just using price. FLOAT, float, price. I'm just closing the structure. Okay. So, what are the two ways to create an object? So, one thing, we can create inside the main struct. Struct is a keyword, and then we have to write the structure name and then object name, whatever we can create. Otherwise, another thing is that is called in between the close bracket and semicolon, we can write here. This is a object. This is a way to create an object. But now we are going to study a concept that is called arrays of object. So how can we write? So that's the thing we are going to see today. Now, void main. So I can create any number of objects. So I'm just going to create more number of objects today. There is book B1, B2, B3. How many objects I created? B1 is an object. B2 is another object. B3 is a third object. So how we can create n number of objects for the structure book. What is the purpose of creating more number of objects for the structure? That's the answer is, if I'm just creating only one object, means I can get and print the details of a single book. But if I'm creating more number of object, means I can create more number of book details. If I'm just creating only one object, means I can get the details and calculate the details and print the result for only one book. So if you needed more number of books, if you needed more number of details for the book, means you have to create an object. You can create n number of objects. That's the thing we are going to see. Okay. So struct book. So how many objects we created? 3 objects we created. So if we are created 3 object, means we can write the program for each and every object. So now we just see printf, enter the first book details. Enter the first book details. So with the help of B1, I can get the values of each and every book values. So first I am just enter the first book details. The first thing is printf, enter the book name. So with help of B1 object, we have to access the particular book. So that scanf %B, and then book name is string. So that we have to create %S, and the variable name is B name. So with the help of B1 object, I am going to get the first book value. And likewise, we can get the author name. So that is printf enter the author name. So author name, how can the same thing? Author name is coming under the category of string, so that we can write scanf percentage yes, and then address of b1 dot, what is that? That is author, b1 dot author. What is the next thing? We need to get the price of the book. So printer enter the price. So scanf prices coming under the category of float, so that we have to write percentage F, and then address of B1 dot price. We have to write like that. So how many details we got? There are one book details, a single book details we got from the user. The same way, you have to write, enter the second book details, enter the book name, enter the author name, and then enter the pricing. So that you have to write how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 again. And then third book details, 7 again. And then finally, you have to print each and every details. You got it that? So finally, you have to print each and every details. So now, today's concept is actually arrays of object. So how many, if I need 5 book details, means I can create B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. Like that I can create. If I need 10 book details, we can't, each and every line we have to write. For a single book, we have to write 7 lines. For 3 books, 21 lines we have to write. So in the case, we have to give a solution for the problem. So I'm just giving a small idea to you. B of 10. B of 10. So the first object is B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, B9. So 10 objects we can create. So how can we access each and every object names with the help of for loop? So you can easily access the particular thing. So void name, with the help of for loop, you can easily get that. Okay, so just I'm writing struct book. How many details you needed? 10 book details. So you have to create arrays in the object. It is an object, it is an array. So how many objects are there in the line? There are 10 objects are there. This is called arrays of object. How can we access? So with the help of for loop we can get. So for I is equal to 0. How many number of books we needed? How many number of book details we needed? 10 number of book. So we start at 0, so that we should complete with the within 10, and then I plus plus. Okay, so we just close this one. You just open this one. So instead of that, you have to give B1 of, you have to give address of B of I, address of B of I dot, first thing, let us B name. You got it that? So instead of B, if a single object means we are giving B dot B name, but it is a collection of object. So collection of object means we have to give B of I dot book name. So each and every iteration, if I is equal to 0, B of 0 dot B name. So the first book details we can access. The same thing we have to give here, that is address of B of I of author. The same thing we need to give here, that is B of I dot price. For the three book details, we wrote 21 line. We should write 21 line. But in the case of 10 books line, in the case of 10 books, we are simply wrote only 7 lines. We got the details of all the books. So the same pattern you just use for to print each and every details of the book. The same thing you can write. I'm just using. It is a way of to get the structure elements. So now I'm going to print the structure elements. Shall I rub this one? Okay. So you just see now. So here you have to write for, or you just write like first book details. Okay. So now the given book details. I'm just writing here printf the given book details. Okay, so I'm just starting the for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than 10, and then I plus plus. I want to print all the book details like book name and then author name and then book name, author name, and then price of the book. So now I'm just opening the for loop. Printf. The first detail is name of the book. So name of the book. So name of the book is percentages, comma. What is the value? B of I. After comma, you have to write B of I dot book name is. You have to write B name. Okay. So what about author? You have to write like that. The same pattern you have to write. The thing is printf author name, author is percentage yes because it is a string, and then B of I dot author. How many details of author we can get? There are 10 numbers of author details we can get because there are 10 iterations are there. Okay, what is the final thing? The final thing is printf percentage, that is price of the book. Price is percentage F because it is a float, and then B of I dot that is price. So I'm just closing all the details. Okay, so we got the values and we printed the values with the help of arrays of object. You got it there? If I'm just creating a single object, only one object I'm creating means I can get details of only one book. But if I'm using arrays of object means arrays of objects means I can access any number of book details or any number of object details. Okay. So first, before that we saw there are 3 objects we created. That is B1, B2, B3. So each and every object, we have to write at least based on the structure elements. At least we need to write two lines for each and every element. Enter the details, and then for scanf, like that we have to write two lines for each and every element. But in the case of arrays of object, we can write for only one, but it should be enclosed with the array, and it should be inside the for loop. With the help of iterations, I can easily access the n number of details. ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட்டுக்கு நாம அவ்வளவு லைன் எழுத வேண்டியிருந்துச்சு. அதே மாதிரி 100 ஆப்ஜெக்டா இருந்தாலும் 100 objects means the same line we have to write, but it should be enclosed with for loop. You got it? You got it? There are three ways to creating an object. We can create only one object, or we can create n number of objects, or if we needed more, if we are feeling more number of lines in the program, means we can enclose with the arrays of object, and we can use looping concept to access n number of objects. You got it there? You got it? Okay. So complete the previous program for B1, B2, B3 also, and complete this program. If you have any doubts, you just ask me now. And after this program, now we have to see the structure of structure. Structure inside the structure we need to see. There is a second concept we need to see. Just ask the doubt now. Any doubts so far? Okay. Newcomers are Ritu, and then Janani, Sriram, Afsal, and then Rasina Sifana. Rasina Sifana is asking, sir, one book oda name, author, price. First இதெல்லாம் printf ல declare பண்ணிட்டு அப்புறமா scanf ல declare பண்ணணுமா? Okay, Rasina Sifana is asking one question. That is, sir, one book உடைய name, author, price. First இதெல்லாம் printf ல declare பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் scanf ல declare பண்ணலாமா? அதாவது question என்னன்னா, மேபி scanf ல declarationன்றது கிடையாது. ஒரு question இப்படியா இருக்கும்னு எனக்கு தோணுது. First you just get all the book details and then print the first book details. After that you just get the second book details and then print third book details and then print. One by one முடிச்சிட்டு print பண்ணிட்டு அடுத்து பண்ணிக்கலாம். இதான் I think உன்னோட question ன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Okay, fine. Shall I move to the next one? there is structure within a structure. ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சருக்குள்ள இன்னொரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இருந்தா எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு. there is structure within a structure. The topic is structure within a structure. ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சருக்குள்ள இன்னொரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் இருந்தா என்ன பண்ணணும் அந்த மாதிரி. So shall we start that? Okay. I'm just writing a small program. After that you just complete the program. Structure within a structure. I'm just starting a program that is structure, struct, struct, and then I'm just creating A. A is the structure name. Okay. I'm just writing a small program because structure within a structure means it will be enlarged. So that I'm just writing a small program. Yeah, via J. That is nested structure. That is right. And then integer A, comma B. Okay. Integer A, comma B. And I am just creating another structure inside this structure A. There is structure B. Struct B. So I am just creating an element for that integer P, comma Q. P, comma Q. And I am just closing the structure. And this is an object for the structure. This is an object for the B structure, and I am just closing the A structure. A is the object of the A is an object of the structure A. Okay, small a. Okay. Now I want to access the structure element. How can we access the structure elements? If it is nested means how can we access? So that is the thing we are going to see. Now void main. It is a small program. There is no meaning for this program. I am just explaining the concept alone. So the first thing, I created the structure. I create an object for the structure B, and I created the structure. I am just using X because A is already there, so that I am just using X for the object. Okay. Void main. Now printf enter a value or enter a value. Enter a value. So A is an integer. A is the element of the A is the element of A structure. So scanf percentage D and X is the object of the structure A, so that we need to put X dot A. You got it? Okay, the same thing I'm just doing for printf enter B value. So B also small b also a element of the A structure, so that scanf percentage D, and here you need to put address of X dot A. The same thing we need to put here, address of X dot D. You got it? Okay. Shall we move to the next one? That is structure B. How can we access the PQ element? That is a new thing for you. We have to get printf so printf enter P value. So P is a element of the structure B. and it is a nested of structure A. So that we have to write a new concept, that is two objects we have to use. P is a integer element, address of, it is an element of the A first. So that X is an object for the structure. And then it is a nested element of the B. So X dot B dot, what is the value? That is P. You got it there? Already P is the element of the B structure. So that we wrote B dot P. And structure B is the element of the structure A. So that we have to use an object X. So X is the outer object, B is the inner object. After that we have to use a variable name. Same way we have to use for Q also. Printf enter Q value. Enter Q value. The same way we need to get the value of Q, percentage D, address of, X is an object of outer, and then B is an object of, I'm just using it as Y because B already we are using. So that X dot Y dot T. Shall we write like that? Okay. Finally, we have to print all the elements, that is A, B, C, D. We have to print the value of A. So now printf A is equal to, or A is equal to, A is integer number, so that we have to write percentage D. Okay. Percentage D, and then we have to write like X of X dot A. The next thing is printf B values, B of percentage D of X dot B. What about P and Q value? The same way we have to do. That is printf. What is the value? That is P is equal to percentage D, comma X dot Y dot P. You got it? Okay. The same way we have to write for the Q also. So how can we write? Printf Q is equal to percentage D, comma X dot Y dot Q. You just use slash in for each and every line, slash in here, slash in here, slash in, and then slash in. If you are using slash in, the output will be A. If you are giving any value to A means it will be printed, and then B, and then C, sorry, and then P, and then Q. Likewise, it will be printed. Okay. The first thing, enter the A value, we can get the value and store into A, and then B value, we are getting the value and store into B, and we are getting P value, we are getting and storing into P, and then Q value we are asking, we are getting and printing into Q. So finally, all the values we printed with the help of printf. So I'm just closing the program. So this is a concept of nesting of structure. You got it that? It is the simplest program. You have to work for employee and student program also. So there are 4 programs you have to complete. There is the first thing, you have to complete arrays of object for student details and employee details. That is the first thing. You can write your own program. That's the first thing. Second, you have to create nested structure. So if you are doing like that, means for example, struct employee. Okay, struct employee. I'm just giving an example. Struct employee, integer or character employee. Integer employee ID, character employee name. Within a structure, you just use struct emp. Here it is employee. It is emp. Okay. So emp means inside the emp you just do salary, basic salary, or you just do like that. the first object, the first structure name is employee, and second structure name is salary. Like that, you just do. And in the main function, you can declare HRA, DA, and GP. The same thing you are going to do. In the student details, struct student. Okay. In the outer structure, you are going to declare integer student roll number, and then character student name, and struct marks. Inside the marks, you just declare integer language, integer science, integer maths. Like that, you just declare and complete the program by tomorrow. And the 4 programs I gave to you using 2 programs, the same employee program and the student program, but one is using arrays of object and another one is using structure within a structure. Okay, you got it? Any doubts so far? Rasina Sifana, employee என்ன பிரச்சனை? What is the problem with an employee? Okay, you got it that? Is there any doubt so far? How many of you there in the class? There are only 9. You got the concept? How many of you got the concept? How many of you are having doubts? Diya Jay, any doubts so far? Smuffy Blossom, any doubts? And then Ritu, are you in line? Yuvashri Manikandan, is there any doubts so far? Magesh Prabhu, are you there? Okay. Can you able to complete Yuvashri? Can you able to complete 4 programs tomorrow? Real-time use of the nested structure. That is real-time use of the nested structure for the employee. We can create, for the student we can create, and for whatever applications we needed, we can create for that. But what is the real-time is? If it is having an employee, it consists of only employee details alone. Only employee details alone. But in the category of nested structure, it is a salary. Salary means it consists of only salary details. Okay. But anyway, salary is for employee. Salary is for employee, but employee is a different structure and salary is a different structure. Based on the needs, there are so many needs are there to implement the structure within a structure. I will explain surely tomorrow. I will explain what is the real-time example. I will tell. Okay. Today I have a little bit idea, so that I will go through and I will tell you by tomorrow. Okay, Diya. Okay. Then any doubts so far? Can you able to complete the tomorrow's program? Can you able to complete? Okay. Shall we terminate the class? Okay, fine. Anyway, I needed more programs you have to complete. Diya, I didn't get programs from you. Are you sending mail to our email ID? If not, means you just send. Okay. Okay, fine. Anyway, we're just completing the program, completing the class, and as usual, we are saying you just share to your friends and kindly explain about the channel, kindly explain about the online course. So this may helpful for so many students and etc. etc. So thank you for watching. Keep touch with Very Level Kalvi YouTube channel. Thank you.